Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, no children allowed, but anywho, welcome. In the name of anime, we are Anime Coloseum.
An anime podcast that is made for anime fans and not the modern audience.
So,
I came up. What?
no, I mean, you
Oh,
were done.
sorry,
I was
was
like,
this?
oh no, you were done. So
I'm
like,
live? Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
yes, Bissell,
okay?
wake up. We gotta be
Oh,
professional. Didn't you drink your coffee?
yes.
Okay.
Did
Now
you
then,
buy your G Fuel using the code of your favorite VTuber?
oh yeah, we are
Oh, yes,
totally
I
not
probably would.
sponsored by G Fueled.
Now,
Type
no, I
in
would want to be.
Ligma to get some nutty G Fuel.
What the? No, don't. We are not sponsored.
no, but
Also,
anywho, everyone do an epic magical girl pose. Ta-ta!
by the power of the sun and the moon, I will sit on you.
Oh my! Now,
Oh.
with all that shenanigans out of the way, welcome, one and all, to episode 15 of Anime Coliseum. And it is a pleasure to be here, especially with my glorious co-hosts, Erica and Abyssal.
Mhm.
Now, with that being said, before we get started, we might as well do like we normally do and talk about, and boys and girls, we have a doozy of a anime for you all to check out. And if I recall correctly, either Bissell or Erica can, remind me, but apparently we're getting a season 2 of this bad boy, or bad girl to be more precise.
Yeah, it has mostly female cast.
Mm-hmm.
It has
Which
an all
pretty much
female
almost every
main cast.
magical girl
Yeah.
show has a mainly female cast. Yes.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
it is all female.
Kind of helpful to have a mostly female cast in a show about magical girls.
See.
Mhm.
Now, what is it, Erica?
It is gushing over magical girls, or I think there's like.
I believe the Japanese and the Japanese abbreviation is Mahoako.
Mahalako.
Oh, also
That's
another
cute.
thing. It's not just gushing over magical girls, but I believe one interpretation was looking up to magical girls, which I don't know which one is which, but just go with either way.
Probably episode 12. That would apply to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the original translation of the manga had it looking up to magical girls. I'm not sure when they changed it to gushing, but yeah, both kind of really fit.
Yeah,
I think
especially the gushing
like
part.
implies. I think gushing implies
Yes.
like an extreme obsession, which makes much more sense regarding Utena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anywho, since
So
this is
it
a-
is.
Oh,
So this anime, this magical girl anime, is an ecchi magical girl anime featuring. Sorry, I've been eating tiramisu. Excuse me.
yes.
Featuring lots of fan service, some of which I can understand if that's not your cup of tea, but it's still an amazing series that if that is some people don't like it, but they're just a bunch of prudish puritans, so it is a very amazing series.
Yeah, the door's right there. But nah, I
If
just
you
go.
have if you have High Dive subscription, you can watch this series
Mm-hmm,
on there.
mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of those ones that it's an alternate take on things, but
Mhm.
it is very well done. Like
Oh, yeah.
the animators, the voice actresses, everyone kind of was like, a lot of shows just don't feel like they do their budget justice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna go all out on this one.
Mhm.
Not just that, but I discovered this, when it was coming out. I think it was like last year, if not 2 years ago. I'm not too sure which.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
It was okay, okay. Well, when I discovered it, I decided to basically binge watch, binge read the entire, manga, and it is absolutely hilarious. It is spicy, it is lewd, it's cute, it's wholesome. It's all the things that you would expect from a more raunchy but with taste, if you will. Plus, unlike other ecchi such as Immoral Guild, this actually has plot. Literal plot, mind you. It has a
Mhm.
story to tell.
There's plot to go along with the vast tracts of land.
Yes, yes, yes. And backstory too. A lot of
Yep.
backstory. But no,
Yep.
but
And
yeah,
the backstory.
But no, so it follows
Mhm.
this girl named Utena, who's basically a huge fan of magical girls. She's kind of the gloomy girl who, or more so, is
She's,
antisocial.
she's a straight up girl failure for the most part. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem to have really any friends. She cannot stand up for herself. Pretty
She is.
much her only
She has no.
interest is magical girls,
She has
specifically
no
the.
enhanced abilities, no special mutations, no nothing.
But though,
But then Villamina is that the name of the character?
yeah, Venomina, the bat mascot dude, the Marketable
Yeah.
plush,
Venalita.
Benalita. Thank you.
Benedict. Yeah, the
Benalita
AKA the
comes in
Marketable
and is
plush.
like, "Hey, do you want to become a magical girl?"
And
She's
she's
like, "Oh
like,
my god, yes!" He's like, "Okay."
And what
and then
makes
she
it hell,
transforms
and
and assumes an outfit that you would not, no girl would want her parents to see her in.
And what makes it
It's like,
hilarious is she's expecting to be a good girl, fighting for good. And no, she's the opposite. Even though she's a bad guy, which basically reference Wreck-It Ralph, she's a bad guy, but she's not bad guy.
most of her. Eventually, she settles into a role as essentially being because Velamita,
Venalita.
Benalita,
Or just call her Vena. Or him Vena. I
Vena.
haven't. Yeah.
Vena basically explains that she will be helping the Tres Magia because good cannot exist without evil to oppose it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And not just that, but though she meets a lot of friends, she's got Kiwi,
Mhm.
who is absolutely obsessed with her and is hilarious and adorable. Like, no matter
Yeah.
how badly she's beaten, she will always find
Mhm.
time to simp and gush over Utena.
Unlike most other anime with an mostly or entirely female cast, this one does in fact make the the dojins come to life, in which almost everyone is Yuri, is like gay for each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got tentacles, my personal favorite. You got BDSM, you got slime. You got the whole 9 yards. And what makes this such
I
a
was talking about like the relationships between several of
Oh
the
yeah,
characters.
oh yeah, that too. But also, what makes this a
Mhm.
breath of fresh air is that for the past like maybe 5 years, I know in 2020 we got interspecies reviewers, which was also fantastic. But it was a breath of fresh air because it seemed like a lot of even ecchi manga and anime, or at least anime in general, really was kind of watering it down a bit. This kind of
Mhm.
brought back that old 2000 spice where it's like, nah, we're going full blown horny. But,
Sorry, I was looking at something that Abyssal sent me.
but with that being said though, let us continue the main shindig, shall we? First, let us talk about when magical girls were created, or the first manga, rather. And Abyssal, you
So,
corrected
back
me on
in
this.
ancient... Oh, never mind. I was going to make a
Right,
joke
so
about...
way back in the day,
I was
back
going
in
to
the
jokingly...
1960s.
wait
going to
now.
jokingly suggest that they were actually originated from ancient Greece.
Oh, no. Listen, young one.
Anyway,
In
Abyssal.
ancient time, long ago.
All right.
Anyway, Abyssal. Narrate for us the history of the magical girl.
All right. So the first series called Himitsu no Ako-chan came out way back in 1962, and pretty much for the most part, most of these early series, you just had a girl running around with magic powers doing girl with magic power stuff, whatever that may be. So this kind of continued on until old Cutie Honey in 1973 by one of my favorite authors, Go Nagai, who that's where the girl actually transformed, what we can consider more of the modern series. And of course, it also introduced the fact that during the transformations, the girl in question was pretty much in her birthday suit.
Dude. In the words of Horse, completely and utterly nude.
Mm-hmm. And
okay.
It's from Central World.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I realize that.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
okay. Yes.
All right, so Erica, there was one from the 80s you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, the little fun fact.
Minky Momo, I believe it was called.
Yes.
It was an anime about a young girl who I think came from outer space. She came to Earth in order to increase the happiness of the planet. And she basically used her powers to transform into a more adult version of herself, and also would adopt the uniforms typical of certain professions that were usually done by women in the 80s. So, like an airplane stewardess, a policewoman, a veterinarian, and that sort of things. And she basically used these powers to help solve people's problems and increase their happiness. Unfortunately, the television series was not selling enough toys, so the studio canceled the anime. So they decided to have the final episode have Miki Momo lose her magic powers and then get killed by a truck. A truck that was carrying tons of Kamen Rider merchandise. So they just basically said, this is who killed Miki Momo. This Kamen Rider. Yeah. Also, during this airing of this episode, an incredibly violent earthquake hit Japan, causing loads of damage. Minky Momo eventually got reincarnated because I guess enough people made a stink that they got a new season, and Minky Momo was reincarnated as the daughter of an actual couple on Earth. But this episode is believed to be cursed because whenever they did reruns of Minky Momo, whenever it got to this episode, some sort of disaster happened. Like, I think in the final rerun of this series in 1995, a very bad earthquake hit Kobe. Oh, yeah.
So this wasn't Minky Momo saying, this is what I think. But...
yeah, I don't know. It's just a very unfortunate coincidence. Yes, also, yes. I assume because of how, sudden and horrible it was, a lot of kids just were really scarred from it. But
Mm-hmm.
this death of Minky Momo is often spoofed in various other anime. Like in Excel Saga, the first episode where Excel gets offed by a truck, she is a direct reference to Minky Momo.
Now,
And I do believe. Yeah?
now, just curious, since you said that, what about the main character from Zombieland Saga who dreams of being an idol, and as soon as she walks out of her house, she gets high-fived by Truck-kun, and, well, she becomes a zombie, but would that also count, or...
I
I think
don't
at this
know.
point, Truck-kun is
I
such.
think maybe if it's. I think it has to like mirror or basically pay homage to the scene.
And I
I
bet
think
you
at this
Maybe.
point, Truck-kun. I think at this point, Truck-kun has basically branched off into his own series,
Yeah.
where he's completely separate from the original, where
Hold
his
on. Let me
original
actually
appearance.
look this up.
know,
All right,
Um,
we'll continue on then.
references
but yes, yes.
to
But no, there
Minky
needs to be like a
Momo
manga where
death
Truck-kun
in
has his own entire
other
shindig. Like he helps people become, an isekai protagonist or whatever. But anywho. But no, and so like Bessel said, we started with Magical
Okay,
Girls
so
in the 60s. However, though, when it comes to what the 90s kids, such as myself and everyone here, especially the chat, would know, is more than like
oh shit, she's actually reincarnated as the child of her adoptive Earth parents. Well, that's cool. That's cute.
Sailor Moon. Now, we're not going to get into
She's
an
the one
entire
named
shindig
Sailor
of
Moon.
the 4 kids censorship, due to we'll be here all day. But for the most
Let's
part,
just say they thought that it was better to have Sailor Uranus and Sailor
Neptune, Neptune,
Neptune
Uranus and Neptune.
be cousins instead of being gay lovers.
And also, a little fun fact for you. In this anime, I guess you could say something awoken within me, due to the character Fisheye, that was a cute girl, but it turns out, no, Fisheye is a dude, and well, here I am. So, yeah.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
Okay.
I didn't know
So the
guys.
anime equivalent of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Like I
I did
didn't
not expect to learn that today.
I didn't know guys could come in cute, but here we are.
Oh, okay, that one. Never mind.
Yes. But anywho.
Yeah, I think this was definitely one of the first Magical Girl series that most people are familiar with, especially in the older crowd.
Yeah, and
Mainly
especially here in
because
the
if you
West.
wanted any kind of anime back in the day, it was Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z.
And then, or if you went to like conventions and stuff, or like actually went beyond Toonami or Warner Brothers, you would find like Dirty Pair, Tenchi Muyo.
Yeah, but this was before you really had even Toonami.
Oh
That
yeah,
Sailor
I think
Moon
it
was
was
being
only like on Warner Brothers cable.
Oh, and also a
It
fun
wasn't even.
fact. Oh, go on, Abyssal.
Yeah, it wasn't just on cable. Probably most people don't remember this, but it used to be you had an antenna on your house somewhere that you could tune to pick up TV channels.
I still have one of those.
And
Yeah,
also,
but
hi,
yeah,
Alex. And hi,
That is
Spirit.
how I get to watch the New Year's Godzilla marathon.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm trying to see if Carlos. Yes, I saw. Yes. But anywho, but yes. Now, again, this is what 90% of all of us, who grew up in the 90s saw. Sailor Moon, and we kind of got the idea of what Sailor, magical girls were. And a little fun fact, this one, even though, I known this person since MySpace was cool, she was a huge Sailor fan, and well, she told me a little bit about the, series, but, Sailor Venus is actually the first Sailor Scout and had her own, or Sailor V, and she had her own manga until she
I
kind of.
believe the term is spin-off. I believe the term is spin-off
Wait,
series.
spin-offs? Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
It's,
Sorry.
Sailor, if I remember right, Sailor V actually came out first.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay then. Okay, so I was right. Thank you, Abyssal. But
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not 120% on it, but
Well, no, because I could have sworn it was a thing of, Sailor V. Then, the creator got some, love for her. So it's like, oh, hey, let's branch off. But, well, not only did we have Toonami to help us with, not only did we have Toonami to help us with, Magical Girls, we also had WB, or, Fox Family. But first with
The Fox
WB,
Box.
with WB we had Card Capture Sakura, which my cousin.
I saw Cardcaptor Sakura on Toonami.
Oh,
I'm sure. Or it made an appearance on Toonami. Everything made an appearance on Toonami at some point.
well, I mean, okay.
Clamp.
So I kind of got into watching, Toonami like in '99, maybe. I'm not gonna say yes or no, but I do know I seen the Card Capture Sakura on WB
Do you
when I
know,
looked. Nani?
Hella, do you know what Clamp is?
Now, are we going with the wholesome meaning of clamp? Or are we going with something else?
I am referring to
I was
the
wondering if you would go
manga
that route.
organization Clamp.
No.
So, from what I understand, it is a bunch of female mangaka banded together and formed their own manga publishing company.
Oh, nice. Well, wait, why did you tell me this for?
Because Cardcaptor Sakura was one of the manga that was produced by Clamp.
Oh, and okay. And Spirit, they also know. But
For a certain anniversary of Clamp, they had these like little chess pieces, and I really want to collect all of them. And one of them is, I'm pretty sure Cardcaptor Sakura is among them.
Ah, nice. Well, good on
And
you.
considering how popular it is, I wouldn't be surprised. But
I
yeah.
assume it's the queen of the white pieces.
Of course.
Because it would make sense.
Mm-hmm. But also, Tokyo Mew Mew. I could have sworn I got the Tokyo Mew Mew, not Mew Mew Power, just for kids. But I did this on purpose, kind of just a little, like, oh god, this is what we remember. But the actual term is Tokyo Mew Mew, but for kids is afraid of, outside of not America land.
They think that kids are dumb and cannot. Hold on one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Well, most kids cannot hold on for a moment, so yes.
But yes.
Sorry,
yes.
a fire engine came by.
Oh,
I was like,
well.
I do not want that to be heard. But yeah, they were thought that kids were too stupid to understand that there are other places that were not America.
America.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't have sushi. You gotta have, hot dogs and hamburgers.
Dude, I'm so glad that we stopped for hot dogs, and these flavor sticks really add to the taste. Hey, pass me the flapjacks. Don't forget the syrup. Well, I should leave you to your hamburgers. They are hot dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. For those who don't remember, for kids, they were infamous about that stuff.
I mean,
nothing beats a jelly donut.
We
They
could.
called like an onigiri's a jelly.
We could definitely make a stream or a podcast episode dedicated for kids. It's tomfoolery.
Funny enough, there's like this one series where they barely did a lot as much censorship as other shows. I think it's a Kikumen Legacy, and the only thing that they censored was the fact that the tournament was only in Japan. They censored any foreign symbology on the characters' heads.
Of course.
And they also cut out some of the scenes where Kid Muscle, some scenes that were like a little too stupid for, or like I assume they have like a bar of, yeah, this is ridiculous. We're gonna cut that out.
Yeah, yeah. But anywho, oh,
Yeah.
one thing I also forgot almost. Now, with a lot of these magical girl, mangas, they also seem to have a theme. Sailor Moon is, of course, planets. Well,
Planets
except
and the
for
moon
Moon, but
and
you
the
got
moon.
best girl Mercury, you got Venus, you got Mars, Jupiter, etc., etc. I feel sorry for Pluto. But then you got, Tokyo Mew
Pluto
Mew.
wasn't a real girl. No, really.
but but you got
Yeah.
Tokyo Mew Mew here that is about
And they are all
endangered.
endangered animals.
Mm-hmm. You got like I forgot the animals in particular. I know
We've got
or
monkey, wolf, bobcat, I think,
no, it's like a
swan,
small cat and some type of a
okay,
bird and
bobcat, yeah,
no
swan.
and
There's a
a
swan.
porpoise.
Port.
Porpoise.
What do you mean? I
What's the
didn't love
purpose of a porpoise
porpoise.
girl?
Hmm.
Hmm.
My
Okay,
favorite
so
was Arletis. She was adorable or adorable rather.
mhm.
But other than that, though, again, each one, each magical girl kind of again had like its own, theme going on, and
There's
also,
magical do re mi,
mhm,
which they were all. I think the names of each of the character of the girls were themed music for the music notes. You know, do re mi fa sol la ti do. I
mhm,
think, and also they were novice witches because the first girl accidentally cursed the owner of a magic shop because apparently in the lore you can actually I don't even that I'm going only by the 4 kids logic, so
oh
it's
no,
possible that there's a completely
yeah,
different
there's a
reason
90%
as
chance
for
it's
it might
not
be
what
a
you think.
completely different reason why the owner of the magic shop transformed into a hideous like green creature, like
Yeah,
green
nah,
blob
there's
creature.
a 90% chance it is not, because it's
But
four
yeah,
kids.
yeah. Basically, the whole the this the whole plot of that anime is these girls have to become witches, become witches, so they can undo the curse.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. And oh, by the way, so Alex says, oh, so does that mean Card Capture Sakura crossovers with Exotics and Sabusa Chronicles?
Hmm?
Actually, the main
Maybe, I don't
character
know.
is called. Ah, nice,
It could.
nice.
It could probably.
Mm. But anywho, but also, and if I'm not mistaken, the next picture is yes,
Flip
the anime that we
flappers
watched last week ish.
a while ago.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yes. And I'm
So
gonna be
flip
honest. Oh,
flappers. Hmm? Oh
oh
no,
well,
you continue.
what I was gonna say was, I didn't know this was a thing until you pointed it out, and
Hmm.
it looks like it would be an old anime from the 90s, but apparently it was like 2017 or something.
2016, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah, but it.
It is
Definitely had that
essentially a
more
sleeper hit.
classical feel to it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
essentially, it is a hidden gem. Apparently, it was not popular in Japan and was for like. I mean, I guess there's a reason why it was on High Dive. It's because that seems to be like the place for anime series that Crunchyroll or Funimation don't think are worthy enough for
It,
their
it,
massive monopoly.
it's basically the 2B for anime.
And I mean, 2B also has anime. High Dive is by Sentai Filmworks, and they often deal in a lot of odd or weird anime. Um, Anyway, Flip Flappers is a magical girl anime, but kind of like but each episode has it's magical girls, but also it has Kingdom Hearts type world hopping. So almost each episode has these two girls going into a different world in this realm called Pure Illusion. One day they're like in some Alice in Wonderland shit where they've turned into like rabbit girls. And one day they're in like some desert with Mad Max and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z style shenaniganry. One world they're like trying to figure out how to get to a clock tower in a Groundhog's Day haunted school, and in another they are like fighting giant monsters while piloting mechas in some cyberpunk city. It's pretty interesting, and also delves into like psychology and stuff. It's pretty fun.
And by the way, to those out there too, my friend Spirit also says Steven Universe was originally gonna be a parody of Magical Girls, where Steven be the only boy magical girl and Rose Quartz design was gonna be Steven's magical form. I didn't know that.
Wow, that sounds like a really good idea. Why did they change it?
Hello, Cartoon Network. Remember they
Oh my.
got it, canned because the creator decided to say screw you to a certain country because they didn't like Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh yeah. Oh
But-
yeah.
Anywho.
I had definitely missed that whole series. So 90%, 98% of anything that you say Steven Universe related is just whoosh over the head.
Yeah.
But anywho.
I'm pretty sure if it actually was a magical girl parody, I bet you the fan base would be a lot less obnoxious,
I don't know, but we're gonna continue.
or at least like 20% less obnoxious.
Oh, no, okay, here we go. Okay, good. I didn't know what was the next picture.
Madoka Magica, which is like...
So first, hold on. Good job, Erica, never change. That was Alex, to you.
talking about what?
Well, I don't know what it was, but one thing I will say, so as we kind of see through all these, other examples, Sailor Moon, Mew Mew, and etc., is they all have one thing in common. Pure, innocent girl who does good deeds, goes out to, save the day, stop bad guys from doing bad guy thing, and friendship and all that other. But let's
with
get
Flip
in...
Flappers, it was more, fuck you, mom, I am a lesbian.
Oh, yeah, and all the fans, it can still be in that same breath, because it is a thing of, like, they were still good. But then we come to where someone decided, hey, you know how magical girls are pure, innocent little cinnamon rolls?
Madoka Magica, at least it's not Magical Girl Site.
Well...
Magical Girl Site essentially was like, okay, what if we took Madoka Magica and it made it even more dark? Yes, yeah.
Because of course.
Yeah, this definitely is a series that could have easily got... did we mention this last week on the horror podcast?
I think we probably,
I mentioned
said something.
Magical Girl Site when we were talking about Elfen Lied, I believe.
Mhm.
Where while Elfen Lied had the animal abuse off screen, I'm pretty sure Magical Girl Site had it like front and center.
Yeah. But with Madoka Magica, this is notorious for one special little mascot bastard that no one likes. And I've seen memes where it's like, good, make him suffer more.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, I didn't even expect. Well, first, props to Scary, or credit where credit's due. I love that the creator decided to go a completely different route. Instead of going for the safe, pure, innocent, magical girl thing, he's like, no, let's go for like, oh yeah, it seems happy, fun, and joyful, but here's the twist. The mascot is an evil piece of shit who is using innocent, girls for his own
Basically,
purposes.
eventually, each magical girl in this series has like a gemstone that they use to transform, and it's actually their life essence. And the more they use their powers, the more it gets corrupted until the magical girl turns into a witch, which is the enemies in the series.
Mm.
And I don't know why they do it. I think it's to generate energy for the alien homeworld or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very long time since I've seen this anime, and I do not want to rewatch it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
one of the
no,
few
no.
ones that I don't want to rewatch.
No, because that, again, I mean, again, it's good, but it's one of those things like I
Like,
cannot
when I
watch
read
this
about
again.
Magical Girl side, I'm like, yeah, no, I already watched Madoka Magica. I'm not gonna do what is essentially, what if Madoka Magica was even more twisted?
Yeah, that's like Go
Hmm.
2011.
Yeah, it's
But,
like,
I mean, Abyssal, you got anything to say about this abomination? And by the way, when I say
hmm,
abomination, I'm not using it as an insult.
how about
It's,
aberration?
no, yeah, admiration, there you go.
Aberration. Hold on,
Yes.
actually, what does that mean?
But how are you going to tell me
Aberration.
to use a word and you don't know what the word means?
Yeah,
Operations
aberration.
kind
A
of like a
deviation from what is normal, usual, or expected, usually in a way that is unwelcome. It can refer to a departure from a moral standard or extent of mental unsoundness.
I
Okay.
see. Yeah, that sounds about legit. But anyway, Abyssal, you got
Yeah.
anything to, add to this?
Mhm.
Madoka was one of the ones that really started to do the breakdown of the different Magical Girls series. At least one of the ones that became really popular.
Unfortunately, it also started a trend where people just copied and pasted the formula of what if Magical Girl show, but also fucked up? Because I'm pretty sure there were like several others that just kind of copied and pasted that formula.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, there's definitely been more than a few series where it's like Magical Girls, but how messed up can we get this? It's kind of
Mm,
one reason why I do like Maho Ako,
hmm.
because,
Oh yeah,
excuse me, it's messed up, but at the same time, it's messed up in a fun way.
yeah,
mm-hmm.
it's completely different. It's not that. Actually, when one of the girls like starts to break, um,
No,
Majima
no, no,
Dancer's
don't,
like,
don't.
oh,
Erica,
sorry,
spoilers,
sorry,
spoilers for a really peak scene right there.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's not spoil.
I'm
But,
sorry, I'm sorry.
but no.
Do a River Song impression when you say that.
Wait, what?
Okay, from the penultimate good season of Doctor Who, it was like no, actually, it was the final Doctor Who season,
Oh
I
wait, no,
think.
no. Okay, now I
That
know what
was
you're talking.
still good.
I cannot
Um,
do Vivisol. I'm sorry, I can't do her voice.
no, you just say spoilers,
Uh,
like with a quirky snark, voice to it. Spoilers. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
But anywho. So, before shenanigans. But no. We see with Madoka Magica and all the copycats out there. This is basically mangaka ask themselves, how can we make magical girls really messed up in the head?
Actually,
Because
is Madoka Magica originally a manga, or was it just a full-blown anime?
I mean,
I do not know.
And
I
also, if there was a manga, was the manga made before or after the anime? Because there are some anime that are solely original, but then have a manga made either during or after their
okay. That's enough
production.
questions. Anyway.
Okay. Eh,
Now then, it is time for another spicy and hilarious, magical series.
Let's see. Where are you?
Oh yes, this one. Dear God,
And here's the thing.
not Puni Puni
Hold on one
Poemi.
moment.
Here's the
Wait.
thing. As much as I hate censorship, at
Oh,
least this they did it in a funny
no,
way.
no, no. This is not actually censored. That was just the trailer. One of the trailers that you could find on ADV Films DVDs. This is Puni Puni Poemi, the 2-episode OVA parody of Magical Girls that is kind of like the Magical Girl entry into the Excel Saga series. Um, so in episode, fuck, I forget what number it is. The American Japanese animation episode where Excel and the gang go to. No, actually, it's just Excel and Hyatt. Excel and Hyatt go to America.
America.
They introduced the series, the in-universe series, Puni Puni Poemi, and then eventually Puni Puni Poemi gets made into an actual anime.
Mm.
So Kobayashi is a girl who is in like middle school or element. Anyway, she basically is incredibly wastefully energetic, and apparently is the adopted child of director and Kumi Kumi from Excel Saga, and actually technically he's the director of the actual series. But anyway, she is in love with a guy named K or Ken or something. I think his name is literally just the letter. But Kobayashi is, oh shit, I forget their names.
I wouldn't
is
worry
like
about the names too much, but yeah.
basically her best friend is actually also in love with her, and when her house is destroyed and her parents are killed by aliens, her best friend invites her to live with her siblings. She has a bunch of siblings who are magical as well. Eventually, Puni Puni Poemi is met with a overweight man in traditional Japanese clothing who gives her a fish, saying, "Take this fish, and it will help you." And then, using the power of this fish as like a wand or something, Kobayashi is able to transform into Puni Puni Poemi, the ultimate magical girl character who apparently can tank a fucking nuke. No, literally, when she's like saving the world, she literally tanks a nuke. Like she just,
Like a
like
boss.
gets hit by a she gets hit by a nuke and just survives.
Like a boss.
Like, she comes home and is like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm covered in atomic ash."
As
No,
you do.
she uses the third person. Kobayashi is covered in atomic ash. Yeah, and eventually, like, there's a bunch of fan service, and actually, I think it was banned in New Zealand because of some of how far they went in certain places.
Mm.
One of the fun facts about the series is the voice. I haven't seen the Japanese version, but in the English, they basically had the character refer to herself by the voice actress's name instead of the character she was supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a funny little thing there.
I mean, yeah, she's called Kobayashi because the original Japanese voice actress for her character is Kobayashi, who is the voice for no, it's like, so she played the Excel Girls, which were a parody of okay, so in Excel Saga there are a duo of people that dress and look almost like Excel and Hi-Hat, and they call themselves the Excel Girls. And yeah, and the voice actress for the fake Excel is the voice actress for Kobayashi in Puni Puni Poemi.
Yes, and also I just want to say, like this right here, while yes, you could make a case for saying, oh, well, in technicality, isn't Sailor Moon, itchy or spicy in a sense? Yes, but also no. Because this right
No, it's
here,
not. The etchy
I
isn't
mean,
like a.
Sailor Moon was spicy in a way that only a 10-year-old boy could find it spicy.
yeah, like this
Yeah.
was more so very vanilla. Meanwhile, this, like, no, we're going rude. This is spicy.
Mhm.
This is for the good boys and girls.
Hmm.
But but not this right here was again kind of. I'm not gonna say this
I
was.
will.
It was a It's a parody, but because it was a parody, they kind of ran with it a little bit.
Hmm.
Now,
Oh, and this one,
Jungle
speaking.
Gecko is another parody of Magical Girl.
my head is in
It
a
is,
strategic location. It seems.
Yes,
yeah, it
yes.
is very.
Got to
Yes.
keep this
It is.
PG-13 here.
It is also an ecchi series. So basically, Natsumi is basically her dad is like an archaeologist, and he comes home from going to Muginia, and he brings Natsumi this idol looking thing, and he's like, "Hey, here's a present for you." And Natsumi just like, so Natsumi unintentionally um breaks the seal on this artifact, releasing the spirit Ongo. And then in Natsumi's dreams, she is met by Ahem, the Earth God, the god of the Earth, who's like, "Hey, you kind of released Ongo, so I'm going to give you my power, but you have to do this weird dance in order to activate it.
Of course.
And yeah, eventually you're gonna have to defeat Ongo." Oh yeah. And then, so by doing this very embarrassing dance, Natsumi transforms into me, the spirit of the flower spirit, and also the goddess of fertility
And
and
she
motherhood.
does have hips, so that
She
checks out.
has a huge booba.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they meet Rango. There's some other characters, and eventually, so this is a 3 episode OVA. Eventually, it culminates into me growing to like giant size because Ongo has decided. So in most of the series, Ongo is like this pygmy-looking character who's more of a mischievous creature. But then he but then the evil within him is released, and he turns into this like kaiju creature that wants to destroy the world. So me grows to a giant size and fights Ongo, and then the power of fan
Shenanigans.
service saves everybody.
The
The
Hmm.
end.
power of Opie saves the world.
Hmm.
Now, not only that,
So yeah.
don't forget Tundi Burden.
Mhm.
Yes. That, yeah,
I
that
know.
is, I forgot that, yeah. But, yes, anywho. Not just that, but as
Mm.
you, again, kind of can see here, Magical Girls, it's kind of basically getting away from the whole, everything is cute, wholesome, innocent, blah blah blah, yakety smackety, and we also have, what's this one called?
What?
Wait, are you not on the,
Might have to move my head for this one.
and,
Fortunately, it detaches.
oh, Nurse
Oh,
Switch, okay,
I
okay,
meant
okay.
to. Okay, so I was actually talking about the original spin-off series of Soul Taker.
Nani?
I have never. Okay, so in the mid 2000s, there was a spin-off series of the anime Soul Taker.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Soul Taker, but basically, they took the characters and put them in a different setting. And the character Kamugi is a idol singer who is approached by the goddess of vaccine world
Of
to
course.
become a magical girl in order to stop Ungrar from infecting everyone.
Man, you know, that's a real funny joke, but I can't
Hmm.
say it due to YouTube's TOS. But just
Yeah,
know, it's a certain beer that we can make a joke out of with
I know. I
this.
gotcha.
Okay.
Anyway, so magical nurse witch Kamugi is born, and she kind of sucks at both being an idol singer and a magical girl, but she does her best.
Oh, Access. Actually, guys, that's not what saves the world, though. She literally hugs the monster. The world was saved by hugs, not Opie. Technically, when you hug someone, your Opie presses against them. Thus, it was.
Literally, they're saved by the power of Puff Puff.
Yes, Puff Puff. Which found.
Anyone who has read the original Dragon Ball will understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's Master Roshi's favorite, pastime.
And also a running joke in Dragon's Quest.
Yeah, it
Dragon
was.
Quest.
I only know that because I watched the thing. Was like, things that was censored in Dragon's Quest, and Puff Puff was one of them.
Yeah.
But next is.
Actually, I think in this one RPG Maker game, there is a healing service, where the person at the front desk has a very well endowed chest. So
Yes. Also, hold
I
on.
think they.
Tonde Burden is or super. Okay, so if you would have said that, I would have known what it was. It's a girl who transforms into a magical pig with a cape. If she can gain experience, she'll get a magical girl. Oh, okay. Oh, well, kind of. I kind of wish I would have asked you. But anywho. But yeah. As
Also, in this
Spirit.
next episode, there is Nurse Witch Kamugi and Magical Maid Koyori end up having to join forces in order to fight. I forget her name, but basically, magical teacher who has incredibly huge breasts,
Diggity.
like so much so that she has to. I think in like the first scene, she's like defeating someone, and she gets like a phone call, and she's like, "Oh, hold on," and it's just like,
Oh, yeah, that GIF. I remember that one. It's a
Yeah.
classic. But anywho. But yeah, so Super Pig, like Spirit said, was basically this girl transformed into a pig with a cape, and not just that, but it was also kind of interesting due to the fact that it was a character transformed into something that, well, is an animal, not just a magical girl outfit. And I've never read it myself, but though it does have an interesting premise. However, with that being said, though, Magical Destroyers. This was absolutely awesome. This came out, I think, 2 years ago, maybe 3, and we need a season 2 because how it ended was absolute BS. Now, have you guys heard of this? Have you seen Magical Destroyers?
No.
Abyssal?
I have not. The art style seems like it's from same people who did Soul Eater, though.
I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. But
I mean, hey, quick question: Would Soul? No, never mind.
no.
I was about to ask if Soul Eater would be considered a magical girl anime, but then I'm like, yeah, no, it's
No.
about.
That's a debate for another time.
Yeah.
Yes. But so magical.
I feel like Patrick in that one scene. It's like, is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. No
Horseradish
horseradish.
isn't either.
But
Anyway.
But Magical Destroyers. This is a pretty interesting concept because it takes place in the quote-unquote real world where you got this otaku who really is passionate
Oh wait, is
about...
this the one where? Oh, actually, I might know this because I saw it when I was looking up Magical Girl anime. Is this the one where Japan has decreed that all otaku is illegal?
Yeah.
Okay, I am aware of it. Then.
Yeah. So apparently, what happens is this dimensional alien, whatchamacallit guy, comes out, and he basically does bad guy stuff, saying, "Hey, all otaku and stuff like that." Japan goes back to this old-fashioned. Everyone is just living a normal life, if you will. Anything that is anime, video games, comic book, whatever is banned. If I'm not mistaken, punishable by death. And so you have him, basically the otaku here, being the rebel leader. He obtains 3 magical girls. What makes them so hilarious is the fact that they're not your standard magical girl. And yeah, this was during the time where we've always seen Madoka Magikai. We've already seen, I accidentally made you into a magical girl. I forgot what the name was. But like, other, magical girl, where it's not the pure innocent character. And you got one who's a masochist, the one with a gas mask on, loves drugs, and the leader, she is basically an anarchist, screw you loudmouth, which is absolutely amazing. And again, they protect, all things otaku, and that ending, I'm not going to spoil it. I want you guys to watch it, because that ending, it is a what the hell, but at the same time, it's what I that's all I'm really gonna say. But just know, this was one of the coolest twists of magical girls I've seen.
Okay.
But with that being said, though, and there's other examples out there too, such as again that one magical girl where she wasn't supposed to become a magical girl, and she's just this very vulgar individual. What was it called? Like you said it earlier.
Hold on, let me. History. What is it? Actually. There. Oh, for the love of.
I mean, wait, hold on. Was it you, Abysso, who said it?
No, I mentioned it.
Oh, it was you. Okay. But no. Is there any other, magical girl?
I messed up and made the wrong person into a magical girl. Is what it's called, or a machimaho.
Well, yeah. So you got that right there. But so is there any other magical girl, ones you want to point out?
So, one that I know is aired recently. It's called Acro Trip. It's another kind of one of those ones where it's a bit of a deconstruction, where the main character basically moves to stay with her grandparents or her grandfather for the summer in a kind of town out in the boonies,
I see.
and then discovers that town has a magical girl there fighting an evil organization. And she now has something to do. Basically, fangirl over this magical girl.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble is, the representative of the evil organization is utterly incompetent.
Oh.
And he eventually gets driven out. So now the magical girl's got nothing to do but pick up trash.
Oh no.
And she's just like, this, I cannot. If my magical girl's not struggling, I can't root for her properly. And then the villain, the member of the evil organization, pops up. He's like, "Hey, you want a job?"
Oh, and also,
and she basically becomes a lieutenant in the evil organization in order that bring their competence level up enough to where they could give her a fight.
Oh, also, Alex says there's a series where a guy gets the powers of a magical... And yeah, I know there's a few like that out there too, which also kind of adds to the uniqueness. And also, I'm pretty sure... Oh, isn't Pretty Cure a... Yes, Pretty Cure is a magical girl anime.
I don't think any of us have watched it though.
Like, here's the thing.
There's
I've been wanting
called
to because
Revolutionary Girl Utena,
I keep seeing
which is
people
really
talk
funny
about it.
when that the name of Magia Baser is Utena.
Yeah,
Considered.
because that is the name of another magical girl. But actually, back to what he was saying about the one where the guy turns into a magical girl in Koriwa Zombie Deska, or So What If, what is it? So What If I'm a Zombie or something like that? The main character interacts with a magical girl and somehow absorbs her powers. So, in order to fight the evil monsters that are attacking the city every now and then, he has to turn into her magical girl form.
Oh.
Which does not take into account that he's a dude.
Oh, it's kind of like Kampfa.
So he's in a frilly pink outfit with a little mini skirt and not gender appropriate underwear.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was like Kampfa. Yeah,
Yes.
only women, Kampfas can only be girls, so we're going, when you transform, you are turned into a girl, so it's more like, so it's more of a
Okay, sound far away.
So it's more of a femboy.
Oh god, she's advancing!
Sorry, my microphone on my headset was far away, so I put it closer to my mouth, to my face.
Alright.
And Kampfa, I originally thought, when you said that, I thought it was going to be like Kampfa, but then you said it's just his clothing, so I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, and
fortunately, he has he does have all the full range of magical powers, including erasing everyone's memory of the fact that he's running around in a miniskirt.
Yes. Also, there's other, well, not magical girl anime. There are references, such as this one manga I'm reading called Rosen Gotchen Saga, where there's a idol band who are a bunch of cute, sexy femboys that turn into magical girls, which, God, I hope this gets an anime, because, God, they're so... Now, there's also...
Hold on, is DC Tarot a magical girl show?
Is what?
I think it's... Hold on.
I'm not sure, but... Oh, also there is...
no, it's just a comedy show.
Yeah, there's also, the Mighty Guy Sama Will Not Be Defeated has a magical girl, and I'm pretty sure there's other examples of a magical girl being an anime that's not, well, magical girl. Also, as always, since, both the West and the East are inspired by one another, we here in the West have some magical girls, such as Thor versus the Forces of Evil. And in technicality, thanks to Spirit, we could have had Steven Universe, but Cartoon Network are pansies, and, well, they won't do that, because they're candy asses. But other than that, though, now
we also have shoot, hold on. Let's see. Magical girl. Let me.
But though, Abyssos, anything you want to also say?
Hold on, I think there is non-Japanese works. Well, you also have the Winx Club. You have Powerpuff Girls.
All right, Winx
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Powerpuff Girls was a surprisingly fun show for basically anybody.
Funny enough, there is actually a anime version of Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a aborted attempt at a live action Powerpuff Girls show.
Thankfully, that did not get any traction, any release.
The storage location for all footage, the coordinates have basically been transferred to North Korea. In the event that things go down, they know the best place to nuke for the good of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Winx Club, which...
But yeah, no,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I guess the Miraculous Ladybug show would be considered Magical Girl. Hey, you even got like a masked the love interest also of the main character also being a mysterious stranger who also fights the forces of evil.
yes.
Kind of like a nod to Sailor Moon with tuxedo mask and
Oh yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's like does Usagi also like tuxedo masks alter ego, like non tuxedo masked form?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Alright.
no,
Dude
also
shows up, throws a rose at something, talks some shit, and then leaves.
no, he doesn't talk shit. He just says inspiration thing, and it's like, but you did nothing. Away, like you literally did. Because like, what was stopping him from helping? Because that rose he threw in went into concrete. Why didn't you throw that rose at the villain in its head or some shit? It says like
Maybe his rose power only works if he throws it at the ground.
that is the shittiest power known to man. Like
Yeah,
imagine
it's like
being
that
a
one
hero.
one superhero that can pick up cars and hold it over his head. But that's only his entire power. He can't throw the car. He can only pick it up, put it over his head, hold it over his head, and then put it back down.
I mean, granted, that's fairly intimate. If I see a guy pick up a car and hold it over his head, I'm going to assume he could chuck that thing at me. I'm not going to assume all he could do was hold it over his head.
No.
I may be
Yeah.
crazy, but I am not stupid.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least I'll be over there. But anywho. So, in conclusion, Magical
Very
Girls.
situational powers.
Yes.
Mhm.
But in
In
conclusion,
conclusion,
Magical Girls, has a great, amazing history, coming from sweet, wholesome, cinnamon roll, characters to more dark, more horror.
essentially originally meant to be a role model for young gals, since they were mostly shoujo manga and
Mhm.
anime, to what if crazy what if scenarios.
Yes, what if we got Magical Girls, but it's really fucked up?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is there any in conclusions for you?
Mm-hmm.
Not too much. I mean, a lot of these shows ended up being pretty fun, actually, to watch.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something for shows that have cute girls doing cute girl things.
Yep.
And sometimes that cute girl thing is wearing a magical miniskirt and punching someone in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But, and yeah, no, it's fair. We're not gonna, get that thing the light of day. That's not worthy to be on the same level as any of, these magical girls.
Mm-hmm.
But, anywho. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am super glad that you've all came, and I hope to see you next week. Until then, stay magical. That was so cringe. That was so fucking cringe.
Have a very wonderful rest of your day and have a very wonderful weekend. See you next time in the next
All right.
video.
Hopefully, I'll have my real body back by then.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally yellow is not my color, but I'm kind of rocking it right now.
Yeah, I mean your profile picture in the Discord is like a potato,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? Like what is that anyway?
It's a takoyaki ball that has stared too long into the abyss.
Oh, okay.
Why is it looking up your asshole?
But bye.
Anyway, bye.